infinitely human with a diagnosis that is only a part of who I am.
It's Tuesdays with Tawana. Let's get it. You ready? Let's go. What's good? What's good? What's good? It's Tuesdays with Tawana with Dr. Tad. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. We have made it to 2025 in one way, shape, or form. We are here physically, spiritually, ancestrally. We are here. We are here surviving, thriving, pushing our way through, healing, looking forward, bringing forth that which works for us and honors us as divine human beings, and leaving the other bullshit in 2024. Yeah, new beginnings, new opportunities, new paths, new ways of thinking, new relationships, enhanced relationships, all of that good stuff in 2025. We begin to speak that so that it manifests. We don't talk about what we don't have. We talk about what we do have, and we are grateful for what we have, because then when we focus on what we do have, it expands. It expands. And we don't stay stuck in the mire of lack and lack of opportunity and disappointment and grief and sadness. Yeah, we're going to feel all those things. Just because it's 2025 doesn't mean that it's going to go anywhere. We are still, the same person I was at midnight in 2024. Each day I have an opportunity to grow, but growth and breakthrough and evolution and revolution, all of that takes time. So I am still Dr. Tad, and I am still thriving. I am still doing TWT, which is a celebration today because we are starting season number 5, episode 170. Can you believe it? That we have been rocking and doing this for 5 years. 5 years. And you know why I keep doing this? 1, I love beloved community. 2, I was going to say I love to share my story, and sometimes that's not true, because sharing the story just capitulates or recapitulates stuff that may not be the best, may not be the happiest, right? So, but what I love about this moment is that this face, this Black woman, is able to insert her narrative into spaces and places where we are often ignored. Look at my bestie on today. Congratulations on 5 years, sis. I'm sending you so much love. You are an inspiration. Thank you, Thais. I love you so much. I am so glad that we are from junior high school, 10 toes down, yo, and I still just watch you in awe and admire you, and you are an inspiration to me, just as a sister, as a friend, just watching how you show up in this world and move through this world. And just a little, a little plug for FCBC. I be seeing you, girl, singing, because your voice is amazing. And I'm so glad that you are using it in this capacity, blessing everybody. So I see you, sis. I see you. I see you. Hey, Darlene, what's good? What's good? I heart you as well, beloved. Good to see you pop on. So listen, those of you who may be joining for the first time or haven't joined in a long time or might be listening later on to the podcast on all of your all of your podcast platforms. I glanced over to my girl and got distracted. Oh, Thais, girl, don't make me cry at work. Oh, thanks. It's EHPAS training for sure. We went to East Harlem Performing Arts School, okay? And we have a tight bond, and it just goes to show how important it is to have amazing teachers in the middle of East Harlem, incorporating the arts with stellar opportunities to learn academics and every single aspect of the arts. If you couldn't dance, you were going to be in that dance class. But I digressed. We'll talk about, maybe we'll have like a group guest of EHPAS beloveds on Tuesdays with Tawana one day, to really talk about the importance of community, because this is what we do, the importance of a solid education, a well-rounded education, an education that is filled with the arts and sciences and any other form of academics. Because they really laid the foundation, and we still keep in touch, and we keep in touch with our teachers and the founder of East Harlem Performing Arts. So we 10 toes down for each other. So I'm so grateful for that. So if you're listening to this or tapping in for the first time on any of your podcast platforms, or if you catch me on YouTube, go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss an episode every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we go live for recordings at 2:00 p.m. Eastern time, and then you can catch it anytime. But I'm always going to insert the voices of the people who take the time to ask questions, comment, share, love for one another. That's what building community is all about. So we start off with a little current events, not too much, because I know a lot of us are still burnt out over the news, especially during these times where I send love and prayers of comfort to those who were impacted directly or indirectly by the domestic terrorism that happened in New Orleans, what happened with the Tesla truck and the military person setting themselves and it on fire in front of Trump Tower, and I believe there was another casualty with that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but love and support to people in that area who were directly or indirectly impacted. I also want to pause for a moment. This episode is called Collective Understandings. So, Darlene, sending prayers of love and healing to your son who is in the ER. Thank you for tapping in. I hope that this moment brings you the love and the, just the peace and the comfort that you need as you are with your son in the ER. I was inspired to call this Collective Understandings for two reasons. And darn it, I forgot to bring the book down with me. But I am currently reading a book by Reverend Dr. Irie Lee Sessions about, it's rooted in womanism, and it is about sexual assault, whether it's human trafficking, things of that nature. I won't go too deep because I didn't do a trigger warning, and I don't want to go down a place that I'm not prepared to respond and be a healing balm and not one that is triggering any type of negative feelings. But I am reading that book, And it made me think about the woman who, or the young lady, excuse me, who was embarrassed in a church setting, and it went viral. And, all of these people, I don't know people's intentions, right? Because there's intention and then there's impact. So the impact has been quite grueling and adverse and just not helpful to this beloved, in my opinion, on the outside looking in. I do believe that she has shared that she does not want this to play out in social media, that she does not want her name to be released, that she does not, and we should honor that. So when we talk about collective understandings, it's really having this level of curiosity about one another and really asking the hard questions to understand what knowledge is happening in the moment. How do you know what you know? How did you come to this resolve? What can I do to be supportive in this knowledge? Is there something that I can add to your knowledge base with compassion, with empathy, with love, unconditional positive regard? And I don't know who may have reached out to her and said, do you want us to protest the church? Do you want us to release your name? Do you want us? And I know some were naming her because oftentimes, especially in Christian, my experience with traditional Christian scriptures, it's the woman is unnamed, or the woman is always the one who is going to be stoned, and the man or men who played a part or actually abused or sexually assaulted, they're not in the picture. They're not even a part of the conversation. And I talk about this a lot with domestic violence. It frustrates me that when someone is the one on the receiving end of the abuse, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, psychological, all of the things, sexual assault, sexual abuse, sexual harassment, or we, because I'm a survivor, have to be the ones to move and be responsible for giving up everything to move. And the person that is causing the distress and the violation still works, still, shows up like, they're imperfect, they're perfect, and we're the imperfect ones, and it's our fault, and what did we do? So spinning back to our beloved who was shamed, what we have an opportunity to do when we talk about collective understandings is, one, have a level of curiosity. What am I about to do that is going to help build community? Not build likes, not build following, not get a photo op. What is it that I am going to do in stealth mode, if need be, to be supportive, to be curious, to be compassionate? So I have not spoke out about it because I didn't know enough about the young lady and what the young lady needs. She is carrying new life, and we know that Black maternal health is there are so many disproportionate deaths and harm as a result of inadequate Black maternal health. And now to add this added stress and embarrassment and shame upon our beloved, we cannot be the oppressed becoming the oppressor. We cannot. It's like I think number 45, soon to be number 47, said, or even his cronies, one of them said, I'm going to defend women whether they want it or not. That's not a badge of honor. That's quite disrespectful, because if I don't want, nor need, nor desire your help, then I don't need you coming for me or at me or in the name of defending me. Ask my permission. So when we talk about collective understandings, one, we should enter things in 2025 with a sense of curiosity and not for self-aggrandizement, not for the popularity. Who can go and shut down the church and then say, I did that, like in Coach Carter. I did that all by myself. I shut down that church. And there are other people there. There are different ways. Some things do need to be torn down. Some things need to be built back up. And then there are other things that can be changed. So where are we in that situation? As we center Black women, and that's what womanism is all about, centering Black women for our own liberation. So how is protesting without the permission of the person who was violated centering Black women and what Black women want? You are actually silencing her and disrespecting her, demeaning her, marginalizing her, and just taking on whatever you want to take on because that's what you do. So curiosity. 2, have a level of one was, yes, curiosity. 2, having a level of stepping back and saying, what is it? How am I adding value to this situation if I speak up? Right? Number 3 is social media is just out of control. Everybody got something to say. Everybody got an opinion, and that's fine. That is fine. And it's how, when, and where you express yourself to invoke and inspire a dialogue or a conversation. Or I don't have to have a conversation with you. I can just have my opinion and rock on and not comment and not deal with you. My beloved, hola Jeanette, ¿cómo está usted? Mwah. Mi amor, I love you. I don't have to always engage in things with you. Like someone posted, if you were born with these types of genitals, you should go to this bathroom. And if you're born with this type of genital, you should go to that bathroom. And then my question was, well, what if you're born with both? Just a little teaser, because I could have gone into a whole thing about this, because we're worried about the wrong things. We're worried about the wrong things. I would be scared to send my child. Well, actually, I like gender neutral bathrooms, and we talked about this before, so we won't belabor the point. But I like gender neutral bathrooms because now, like, dads can take their child, their daughters, into a bathroom where they will be safe because they're with them, instead of sending them into the women's bathroom. We have this thing where we are demonizing, like, our LGBTQIA plus community, forgetting that we are, and continue to be demonized because of the color of our skin. The oppressed becoming the oppressor. So where's the level of curiosity? Where is the level of, really searching and reflecting on your position? Like, how is this adding value to my people, to beloved community? And 3, how can I agree to disagree without dehumanizing you? Come on, 2025. We got to do things different. 2024 for me was hell, pure hell. And there are still things, just because the clock struck 12:01, those challenges are still there, but the way I respond to them is much different. Something happened yesterday, and I prayed, and I did my breath work. I didn't shed a tear, because I said, what is that? How is that going to be helpful? It's done. So now it's time to move on. So another thing in 2025 that I offer to you is not only the curiosity, where am I positioning myself so that it's not self-aggrandizement? How am I fostering a space of dialogue? Like, I love this new thing. I listen, I don't judge. I love that. Absolutely love it. So the fourth thing for 2025 is, social media is about to look very different, beloveds. And we have a decision to make, beloveds. Our Black and brown beloveds, we have a decision to make. Those that are down for the liberation, we have a decision to make. Because people are going to begin to silence us. People are going to continue to attack us via the internet, these cyber attacks. If we don't get on board with AI, we are going to lose out and miss out. We hear this nonsense that, the HB1 visas, we want to increase them to bring other people in because they're smarter. How dare you? How dare you? When everything that you have in these here United States of America, I won't say everything, but almost everything has either been created by a Black and brown beloved or has been enhanced by a Black or brown beloved. And how dare you? And then instead of fixing the core problem, because it's not their problem, right? They may be able to homeschool their children. They're sending their children to these expensive boarding schools, blah, blah, blah. And we're not funneling any money into our public education system. We're not paying our teachers. And it's not because our children aren't smart, aren't capable, aren't beautiful, aren't divine. It is because there needs to be a cultivation of that so it may manifest so that they can dream and dream big. I've said this before on this show. When I was younger, I didn't dream. I didn't think that I was worthy of dreaming. I was told that, I was ugly because of my dark skin, or my hair wasn't pretty, and other things. And I didn't have the space to dream. But my parents, even though the noise was louder out there, my parents would always whisper in my ear, like, Tawana, you are beautiful. You are brilliant. Just all of these affirmations. And then when I went to a school like East Harlem Performing Arts, even if you weren't the best singer or the best dancer or the best actor, there was always a space for you. You were putting together the set. Maybe you weren't on the front row of the altos like me and Thais. Maybe you were a little further back because you were a little off key, but you were there, and that was honored. So in 2025, we have a decision to make in collective work and responsibility in making sure that our young people are cared for, our education system is stellar, that opportunities are given not only to our young people, but also to people in our millennials, our Gen Xers, because our Gen Xers, which I'm a Gen Xer, we are at this crossroad. They're calling many of us the sandwich generation because we're taking care of our parents and our children, if you are blessed to have your parents still alive. My parents are deceased, unfortunately, so I am not a part of the sandwich generation, but it's still, I'm at a space where I'm on my third iteration of my career, and I'm finding that I got to create for myself and my community. I mean, I'm not going to do it alone, but I have to tap into my inner divine to connect with people who are going to rock with me, who are down for our liberation, in order to be successful, if you will, to create generational wealth, to be able to be healthy and whole, to demand that I am treated with the utmost honor and respect when I walk into a doctor's office, that I am afforded the care and the opportunity for care regardless of the color of my skin. So in 2025, we're going to have to level up. We're going to have to level up and come together, because even though we had to do this in 2024, 2023, 2022, COVID, happened and it impacted us adversely and disproportionately. But now there's something different. There's something in the air about 2025 that we must come together in community and begin to make a change to what has happened. It's not too late. Because we have the brilliance, we have the finances, we have the resources. Now we just got to come together with a level of curiosity, with a level of dialogue, with a level of community, with a level of shared knowledge, with a level of shared resources, and not hoarding and holding on and doing what Western culture has indoctrinated in us. We now must tap back into what we know, because our cultures as Black and Brown communities, our culture is about dancing. It is about family. It is about community. It is about love. It is about respecting the griot. It is about teaching and learning, giving and receiving. It's about all that. So we are going to we have an opportunity to redefine how we show up in these United States of America, and do it in a way that's stealth, that's not on social media, and creating our own stuff and owning our own stuff. If they did it back in the late 1860s, when we opened churches and schools and printing presses and businesses, and we owned land, and even when they stole that from us, we recreated again, and we dealt with sharecropping, and we have gone through so many iterations of hate. Now it's time to stop responding to those iterations of hate and start creating iterations of love for us, rooted in abundance. So your hate doesn't even faze me. Not at all. Not mentally, not spiritually, not emotionally, nothing, nada. Your racism, your patriarchy, your sexism, your xenophobia, your homophobia, whatever it is. Let people eat. Let people live. It's not impacting you in that way. No. What is impacting you when our children aren't educated? What is impacting you when we're not receiving the medical support that we are, or the health care or the insurance that we are supposed to receive? What is impacting you is when these groups are going to be disbanded. We are already having challenges with the DOJ, Department of Education, if CDC. We're already at the top of those numbers in a bad way. So it's only going to get worse. So when we talk about collective understandings, we got to have that Sankofa moment. Look back and reach way back to ancestors that have been here before, have survived, because we are still here. We are still alive. We were supposed to be dead as a collective a long time ago. To our native indigenous people, you are still here. Yeah, less in number because they tried it, as Pastor Mike said. Oh, they tried it. But you are still here. And we honor you. We honor the land that we stand on that was stolen. We speak the names of the tribes that were here first. We got to come together and do things collectively. So let's go to the comments and see what's popping over here. I see Elaine is in the building. Jeanette, I'm so glad you are okay. Glad you are okay. Jan is in the building. What's good, Jan? Good to see you. Auntie No is in the building. The Reverend Noella Buchanan, beloveds, is in the building. Sam Samuel M. Sullivan is in the building. Let's see. As a child who grew up with you, I wish I had the self-confidence to stand on top of every building in Harlem yelling how perfect you are then and now. Don't do that to me, Sullivan. I didn't feel seen then. And to hear you say that, I feel seen, I feel loved, I feel honored, and I haven't always felt that way. Jan said, let's fix the source of the problem, then putting a Band-Aid on. Absolutely. Why not upskill our workforce and our people and our peeps all have the same opportunity? Absolutely. Because what's going to happen, thank you, Jan, for mentioning that, because you bring in, people, beloveds, with these HB1 visas who are from these better countries, and then you're going to pay them less. Sounds like enslavement to me. I'm just saying. You're not going to pay them what they're worth. And then the people that are here are going to have to train them in the American way. And then they're going to end up losing their jobs. And then they're going to have to take jobs that are definitely not up to or equal to what their experience is, because all jobs are valued. Whether you're in a trade, whether you work at, let me find another restaurant to name besides the M, because they just scrapped their DEI. Costco, if you work at Costco, shout out to Costco who's keeping their DEI program. If you work for sanitation, if you are the CEO of a company, all of your work values and ethics, I see you and I value you. But that's not going to happen if we increase this HB1 visa and we reduce the jobs of Americans because you're saying that Americans are not smart. Well, some aren't, because look who we, put in office. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. I shouldn't have gone there and messed up this broadcast. Hey, Mother CJ. Oh, you talking good, Reverend Dr. Tawana Davis. Yes, let people eat. Let them live. Let them live. Samuel says, do you all see how she glows when she smiles as a woman? Can you imagine how she took your breath away as a child when she smiled? And I want to shout out my mama and my daddy, because this smile is truly, truly of them. So to my ancestors who blessed me with a smile and taught me how to smile from my heart and not just for aesthetics, to smile so that somebody else might receive this collective offering of love and support. And I see you and I am well pleased with no matter your situation or circumstance. I am no one that you have to prove anything to or do anything at all for me to love you any differently. Nothing at all. The collective understanding is this collective love, this collective work and responsibility, this collective honoring, this collective of seeing one another. And then being able to move together in this stealth mode like the Underground Railroad. And then next thing you know, we have our own communities again. We have revitalized Black Wall Street. We have revitalized Black communities, Black businesses, Black schools, Black and brown businesses, Black and brown schools, Black and brown communities. We have our own banks. We have all of these resources, beloveds. And yes, it is going to take time. Time that seems like now everything is microwavable. Everybody wants it right now. But beloved, if we keep acting that way, we're going to lose it all. We're going to lose it all. So with this collective understanding for 2025, I not only offer you a modicum of what it is to be compassionate, to love and be loved, to enter into a space, a sacred space of dialogue, to rock with people that is down for your liberation, to forget about grind culture. I know we got to work, but we don't have to grind and kill ourselves. Trisha Hersey, we got to work. But you know what I do? In the mornings when I get up, my phone is on Do Not Disturb, because I pray, I meditate, I journal, I read, I do my little exercise, watch The View, and then my day starts. That's what I demand. And so now what I'm attracted to, or what is attracted to me, is opportunities that support how I show up in this world. Show up in this world. And so I offer the same to you, to begin showing up, not thinking things as they were. But what do you see? What do you imagine? This collective understanding, this collective being can help us to dream and to dream big. This collective understanding of being curious about one another. Being the balm. I describe someone as a balm, BALM, in my life. Like when I am with them, I feel the healing power. I feel the soothed serenity of presence. Let's be a balm to one another in this collective understanding, whether you agree or not. If you don't, if you believe traditional binary, okay, but why do we have to dehumanize those that don't? We can be curious about it. How can I still see you as a human being? How can I still love you as I love myself? So, beloveds, there's rules to this. Auntie CJ, Mama CJ, the DNA is potent for sure. Thank you, Mommy and Daddy. Jan says, sounds like mine, sis. My morning process is similar. Have to take care of self to be of service to others. Absolutely. And that's a wonderful way to end this communal moment through this Womanist podcast. You got to take care of yourselves to be in service for others. It's Ubuntu. I am because you are. I can't pour from an empty cup. I can't give what I don't have. And who's doing the pouring? Who's pouring into me? So that those around me will get to feed and eat and drink off of my overflow. And I then get to eat, drink, be fed off of your overflow. And then it just keeps going. So who's doing the pouring? We got to make sure that we are the ones in control of the pouring for our collective understandings. Pouring love and not indifference. Pouring humanity and not racism, sexism, patriarchy, misogyny, misogynoir, which is disdain for Black women. And I'll end with this. To the beloved who had to experience the shame in that church. If you need a place to get away from it all, I am on every social media platform, from Blue Sky to Substack to IG to Facebook to Threads. The only thing I am not on is X. Find me. We will hide you out and take care of you so that you can take care of yourself, so that you can deliver a healthy baby. Because what you don't need right now is the self-aggrandizement of people that just want to be seen and heard on your behalf. That part. So finally, I noticed I don't watch a lot of the news. I know I watch The View. I get my news from beautiful people on social media that I know, whether it's Mama CJ, Tracy Blackman, Melva Sampson, Nakia Robert, Valerie Bridgman. There's just so many to name. So that's where I get my news. I also get AP News, the Associated Press. I do some foreign news, Al Jazeera. I just stopped reading and receiving information from The Root because it's become a gossip column, and I've just found out that now Black people don't even own it, but the target audience is Black people. So we got to do our homework in 2025 and not just believe everything that we see. We need to dig a little deeper, especially since Mark Zuckerberg just said that he is removing all fact checking. So when I talk about us creating our Underground Railroad, this is another reason why, because we are going to be attacked on so many levels, and not everybody has this opportunity to learn how to respond or not respond, or still stay in a healing mode and still receive and experience serenity and peace and love and healing and forward movement and collective understandings. And not everybody has this. So we need to make sure that this is created in places where it is missing and it is not happening. So, I was going to say, leave with this, or I am going to leave with this. Vice President Kamala Harris, I don't know the senator's name, but they were doing something. I don't know. I saw a quick clip, and she shook the senator's hand, another woman, and the senator's husband not only refused to shake Kamala's hand, but would not even give her eye contact. So that just goes to show, that's just a small example of what we will be facing in the years to come. But as we learn to sit in the moment, right now, we are in the beginning of 2025. We should be dreaming about our goals and our desires and what we want our lives to look like as it relates to our lives with our beloveds who are down for the liberation. And let us manifest that shit. Let us work together and make that happen. Let's make sure that we are each other's keeper. So with collective understandings, beloved, there's rules to this shit. There's levels to this shit. There's all of that. It's just not easy. It's not a one-liner. You got to look behind the text. You got to look at the context. You got to look at people's hearts. People's hearts. Not who they choose to love or sleep with or whatever. We got to stop sweating the small stuff and start coming together and honoring each other, just like I am honoring you right now for rocking with Dr. Tad on Tuesdays with Tawana every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I love y'all to the moon and beyond. I love and appreciate y'all just being a part of community, engaging and talking. I received a message the other day from someone who knows me through somebody else, and just they thanked me for, being a breast cancer survivor and telling my story. And this is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do. Not for, any type of fame and glory, but if this podcast can impact someone positively, one person positively, I have done what God has called me to do on this day. So it's Dr. Tad with your 170th episode of Tuesdays with Tawana, episode 170, season 5. I am so excited and so happy that we have made it, beloveds. We have made it. So I will see you next week. Next Tuesday. I'm looking at my calendar to make sure. I will see you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Tell a friend, share this. Let's build this community one womanist episode at a time. I love y'all dearly, beloveds. Later.